All right. Late streamer, 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 late streamer. Okay. Uh, so fun fact: when I said I should probably start, scheduling these around 11, I was kind of assuming that nothing would get in the way, but that's not really how real life works. Stuff gets in the way all the time. And amusingly, this time, it was just pretty much out of my control. So, uh, as much as I'd want to get here on time, I just didn't. And I could have got here like a little bit earlier if I was like crazy. And I drove really fast, but then I decided, you know what? If I'm gonna be late, yeah, I'm gonna be late. So let's not, injure anybody on the way home. So, alas, we are here. We are doing the dailies. We have 1 hour and 16 minutes left of the battle pass, which of course means that it's going to be a good old fashioned, what's it called? It's gonna be a good old fashioned, we don't do anything kind of day where there's not very much left to do. All bosses are dead. We're waiting for them to come back, and we just got daily stuff to do. Of course, because I was late getting here, I didn't get to pre-stream put up the new teleport for the Abyss Mage farm, so we're gonna have to do that. But that's okay. That's on like the lower end of stuff that we have to do. But today, the boss we're gonna fight is just I'm gonna beat up Oceanid. You know, it is a crime that we took too much time to get the stream started. So, uh, in order to feel better, we're going to murder Oceanid to feel better. And of course, the team is going to be slightly reordered. Uh, are they though? They do need healing. Actually, no, we're good. Uh, Zinni and Diona have to trade off shields, and Diona can put down an ult which basically invalidates our opponents. The only thing that becomes slightly dangerous is the boss can summon 3 flying owls. And fun fact, 2 out of the 4 people we have can hit people out of the air, so worst case scenario, we just shoot them. So, it'll be a good old fight. Oceanid is a very pretty boss, but she is completely invincible until we kill all of her stuff. Alright, ducks. Ducks are fine. Ducks do a lot more damage to our characters than we really want to. They have an AoE. They basically have like an AoE ability that just continuously deals damage around them. So we want to basically just get out of their way for the most part. And just pray that they don't hurt us. We're way behind schedule, Ganyu. Chill. The stream has started. You can hold back on your accusations. I'll just burn him to death. So a fun fact about this fight, I don't know if anybody has experienced this, because it requires you to play badly. And I know everyone I know is an elite gamer. This boss, the mechanic it has to basically stop you from, just infiniting against what you're fighting, is if you take too long, the Oceanid will charge up like a big bomb attack against your main character, or whoever you have out in the field, and they'll proceed to kill the shit out of them. So you cannot just sit here and slowly wail down the boss, because eventually they will fight you. It looks like Diona's ground attack ability does not affect these birds, which, now that I say it out loud, makes perfect sense. But we will still fight them Oh, come on. A major danger, I should say, to this boss fight is the fact that the boss can knock you into the water. And if you are like me and you sprint a whole lot, eventually you will be sprinting when the boss decides to knock you into the water. And if you're at if you're at 0 stamina and you touch water, you just drown. So you really don't want to just straight up drown against your opponent. It's very sad. We got the shield. I'm gonna do this. The duckling, I don't actually know what to call that. I guess it's a duck. Maybe it's like a quail. Our little quail boy is very annoying because he can basically create a big damage buff, or big damage problem on the floor. And he also creates a shield, which we have to block ourselves against somehow. Alright, that should be enough. Xyling's bomb at the end of her ability is very strong. I'm going to mute my microphone, so if the Oceanid does anything to kill me, I'm sorry. I get very phlegmy as I talk. It's very shitty. I wish my body was built differently, but I cannot change such things. Alright, here we go. We wait a little bit at the beginning, mostly because I like to fight fair against my opponents, but the true reason is because if we wait long enough, our opponent will slowly, or because she spawns 2 different people to fight me, if you wait long enough, eventually they will group up into a big pile because they're trying to kill you. Diana? Oh, okay. We'll just have to go to the resurrection thing. Didn't expect this team to, you know, kind of die running against the boss like that, but there's nothing you can really do. So I'm going to teleport to the resurrection station just to take a good nap, you know, stare at Zhongli's, you know, former form. How you doing, Zhongli? Pew! Alright, so everyone's back to normal. So, that's a good boss. We're gonna go check that. Don't need those books. We don't need those, because we got enough. Don't need those. I don't actually know what item takes these. I used to think they were the same thing as the sand, and I would grind them on accident. So I have a lot of them, I just don't know what weapon they go to. We have gold, which we could get in order to get Bedeau even stronger. But she's plenty strong. We could do a little artifact grinding for our... You know what? Artifact grinding for Ganyu sounds exactly like what we need because Ganyu is currently on the weaker side. She's not as bad as she could be, but she's definitely questionable as far as I would say defenses. She needs supports to make her stronger. Which, please don't take that out of context and get me banned off Reddit, but she definitely has a problem fighting by herself. I say that, and there's footage of me beating a boss by her with only her and nobody else. But as far as keeping her alive, if I accidentally play bad and she gets hit, then you know, that's bad. So we will rush quickly and then do this about 8 or 9 times, get a bunch of artifacts, and then just sit on them. Just to have them. I like artifacts. I've noticed most of the events don't actually let you farm artifacts. They don't have them as a reward option. So I think, meta-wise, this might actually be a good thing to do just whenever there's nothing else going on. Because the artifacts or whatever are very easy to farm, and it's very fun, and I like doing it. There's kind of no reason not to. Outside of the obvious, you know, getting the other resources that the game requires. This poor guy. It's just kind of sad watching him try his best against me of all people. I say me, against Sucrose, really. Sucrose is an absolute joy to play, and there's a reason why I spent so much time making her so strong. I kind of wish that I went through the effort of making her, or giving her a set of items that made her even stronger against people that she's, what's it called? Stronger against people that she's invincible against. Or not invincible, but, how do you say this? There's people that are immune to amino damage. However, there's ways to kind of not cheat, but definitely get around the fact that they're immune. Can I have a fire? Alright, we absorb fire. That's good. A lot of Sucrose's really cool abilities, and one of the reasons why I use her, or like using her with fire people, and pretty much anybody that has a color that isn't green or Geo, is because of her set. Her set allows her to increases swirl damage and decreases elemental res to whatever element is swirled. So if you're very consistent about what element of damage you're doing against your opponent, you can basically force that element, or force them to take even more damage from that element. HP, defense, defense, attack. Wow. Thank you, Blizzard. But we run it back. We have 5 more times of this. Sucrose makes this significantly faster than it should be. I think Bedeau would make it slightly faster than that if we had the Bedeau-Sucrose combo, because then we'd be doing, as the kids say, a smorgasbord of damage. However, I want to level up these guys' friendship for all kinds of reasons. So we will play these ones just to level them up. Unfortunately, nobody's abilities are off cooldown except for Sucrose's because she is so cool. Sucrose gets the ability to lower her own cooldowns. Although, I would have to say, it is completely random. Alright, that was a bad play. I basically layered the shield on top of itself twice. Which means that I won't have enough energy to cast the ability again before it's off cooldown. Without swapping to the character, I should say. Alright, so now we're freezing to death, so we need to either start healing or start standing in the worm square. Yeah, we really shouldn't put our fire people in danger like that. There we go. Keep our shields up. Keep picking up those hot chili peppers. Every chili pepper we pick up makes the game easier, because it gives us an increased amount of damage for whoever picks it up. And it is just grand to do that. I believe it's 40%, I want to say. That sounds right. 10% for 10 seconds? Wow, that's a lot worse than I was expecting. Is there a constellation that makes it better? No, 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 no. Okay. I was kind of thinking there was a constellation for it because that's kind of a nice ability, but I guess 10% isn't the world's most game-breaking amount. HP percent, energy recharge, defense attack. Wow. Everyone a little silent golf clap for that tasty, tasty food for the other artifacts we'll be getting later today. Alright, so Xiling is the only one that doesn't have... Alright, let's do this real quick. For everyone that hates me.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Xiangling.
Xiangling. Xiangling doesn't have her ult ready, which sucks. So we'll get that ready in a second. It absorbed ice. The only fortunate part about Sucrose's ult is you have to be smart when you cast it. She's unfortunately not a complete autopilot. But that's okay. We can walk away with the knowledge that we killed that Abyss Mage, and now it's just watching this guy's health slowly drain. So we'll do Xiangling's ult. That way she's constantly causing horrible damage. And then we'll do a Fire Absorb. At least I was hoping we'd do a Fire Absorb. Yeah, now we're doing funny numbers worth of damage. Whenever the boss staggers, I'm pretty sure that's damage. Whenever the boss staggers, I'm pretty sure you do a lot of more damage than normal. So the game is just like, oh, okay, he staggers. That or is just timed differently. Now, one thing that's kind of sad about having no Bedeau in the Sucrose Bedeau combo is Bedeau's job, while Sucrose's E's and ult is down, is to basically do sustained damage. Because Sucrose, currently, doesn't do a whole lot of damage on her left clicks. It is decent. You know, not gonna undersell how much damage it is, because it is like good old 1,000 damage pokes every probably a third of a second. Oh man, more food. But she kind of in the situation that she's basically just always, you know, a little bit not as great as everybody else. Or as other physical people. A lot of the physical people can hit for a lot. I think even Ling can hit more than more than she can. Alright, so this time instead of causing the fire early, we're going to wait until the Abyss Mage is on fire. And when the Abyss Mage is on fire, then it'll easily absorb the Abyss Mage fire effect. Alright, that's what we want. Alright, so now we just layer on the fire damage. The Abyss Mage is in the background, but trust me, he's dying. Goomba is very... Goomba? That little guy is really good at just causing damage. So it's hard for anyone to survive underneath the weight of the hits there. Classic ult right through some attacks, that way I don't take damage. Alright, so we're gonna hope that Zinni's ult is up. Okay, her ult isn't up, her E is up. And if we put down that, then we'll get a bunch of increased elemental damage against him as well. Boom, get even more attack. Boom, Gouda down, and we'll just beat the crap out of him with the Xiling. That's or Zhongling. I'm like saying it wrong in my brain. Oh. I was kind of hoping he was going to fall over there. Would have been really cool, but we walked away with it. Not a terrible fight, not a good fight, but a fight nonetheless. Alright, please. Oh, defense, crit rate, attack, HP. Defense implicit's not very good, but you know what? It's better than nothing. It's also a copper compass, so I don't actually think we have anyone that uses those. Alright, so I think this one is Jean ult into Zinni ult. Then we have Sucrose causing damage until this guy falls on the floor, and then we light another fire, and then we toss another ult. Alright, we got a fire absorb, so we can drop down Gumba. And boom! And that's a bunch of ults together, and we took out the Abyss Mage and brought this guy to like 50% health, and got our ult back. Jean's ult is really easy to get back. She currently has a couple bonuses, or well, she has a lot of energy recharge on her weapon, of all things. And she gets increased damage on her actual, what's it called? She gets increased damage on her burst ability, or, well, her elemental ability. So this one, that has increased damage, and then her ult, this one, has increased damage as well. Which is really good, because you can use that to basically stagger the guy a bunch, cause a lot of damage, and then send him to the grave. She gets like 40% of her thing, so I don't know if you can see it, but it comes up to like the bottom of the circle right here. It's not very much. But it is like an instant refund, so it's not terrible. But I'd kind of prefer something a little bit more chewy, you know. Defense implicit, wow. We're really just roll them in, guys. Don't worry. We'll make it somewhere after this. We'll probably have to do a couple laps around the trash can. Probably have to take out the trash once or twice, considering how many fucking items we're getting. But it's fine. Xiling ult, it's unideal to do it first, but Sucrose's E would just cause ice damage on these guys, and we're trying to break through the shield. I would use this lady's ability, but we're waiting until he's on the ground, and then we want to shred that guy's shield. So he's affected by fire, that other guy's too far away. Then we absorb fire, and we drop down a little Goomba. We ult with our E, that way we're constantly causing swirl effects on everybody. And then we swap to Sucrose, and then just, belittle him while we wait for enough power. So, right now we're triggering little elemental effects, or fire elemental effects, and we're just swapping in and out, causing as many ults as we feasibly can. Alright, so our shield is broken, so we don't gotta hit again, but we can swap to Zinni real quick to activate it again right before he hits us with an ability. There we go. It took us a while because I was waiting for the ability to come out, but don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Alright, so we're gonna drop this, and then Zinni. Or not Zinni. Zhongling. That way we can get a little bit more fire going. Hit stun into more fire. We got a bunch of attack increases. Yeah, we can't... I'm pretty sure... I haven't tried it that much, so you can't... Or please don't be mean to me. But I'm 90% sure that Jean's little uppercut thing... Well, it just happened right there, didn't it? It has a weird... I don't know if it's like 100% or not. Because against small targets, it usually works. But shielded targets, no. Big guys like that, it's a 50-50. Percent defense. But that's a bunch of crit damage mods, so even though the defense roll is kind of terrible, you know what? It could probably replace something on somebody. Okay, so that was a whole lot of fun, so we're going to do a quick artifact reset to make sure that everybody's in the right place. So, we're going to, or this is the way I normally do it, by the way. I know I showed off in a couple of streams or whatever how I normally go through the items, but this is normally, if I'm not panicked and confused and scared, what I actually do. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, these stats are kind of terrible, but it's the only one of this one we have. So we're just going to keep it, just in case. You never know. Attack percentage, which is amazing, but flat defense is just not good. We'd rather if it if the item is perfect, we'll keep it, but we have so many of these concerts and they're all competing against each other as far as the same tier that adding another one with even just one subpar stat seems a little bit too much. So we got Bard's Feather, Elemental Mastery, percent defense, HP, not great. Electro damage bonus, but a defense implicit, which would be good, but unfortunately, I can't keep it. It's just too much. There's too much not. There's too many things that are bad that it can hit. And I'd rather this have a really good implicit that's relevant to the character than something that's the way it is. HP, Energy Recharge, Defense. This item would feasibly go on Ganyu, but I'm pretty sure Ganyu's already got a really decent one. Energy Recharge, Mastery, Crit Damage, and Attack. So it's competing against Energy Recharge, Defense, 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 so those aren't great. Go back here and shove elements in there. Determined, kinda bad, kinda bad, kinda bad, kinda bad. Double defense stats, pretty bad, but we're gonna do a quick investigation because there's a person that can actually use it. She's currently using a double set of these things, so that's a double. This one's a defense crit rate elemental, so that's really good all around. This one's already got double defense on it, and it's part of the set that she's wearing. We're just gonna lock all these items in that are decent on this character. That way, okay, cool. She is scaling defense. She's scaling defense and attack at the same time. Of course, the reason why is just Sweeping Feather scales off defense in order to create a better shield. So we want a better shield as much as possible. That way it can last through as many attacks as we can before we have to ult and then wear that shield as well. So it is a uh, trying to keep everything going on that character or stationary as long as possible. So both of these hats are defense, I believe. Well, that one's HP, but defense and HP not great. Now crit damage, crit rate, there's something there, and we'll look at that in a second. Versus the one we're currently wearing. Well, actually, we could look at it right now because the stats are right here. The one we're wearing has implicit crit rate and implicit crit damage. So we'd be giving up pretty much all of our crit rate to wear it. And for crit damage, our hat is currently hit crit damage once, which is not great, but at the same time, this could potentially just not hit crit damage, and energy recharge is just a terrible stat. Unless you're, actually putting a little bit more investment in it, which we're really hoping that we're not going to. So I'd kind of want any other defensive stat to make up for the fact that, well, she has implicit defense up here, but we would replace this with something else. And I'm not going to put something on a character that my intention is to replace later. Into the grinder. Ooh, ×2. Good old gambling. Always working out for us. So percent defense, HP attack, crit rate. The character that would wear this currently is using a double set of something else. These are always... Purples are always a little bit terrible. Not completely worthless to go through them and check them, because, by the way, we gotta go check for Exile set, this one right here. Exiles, percent HP, flat HP, that's amazing for the character that it needs to go onto. Flat HP and attack, so we're gonna hold on to these ones just in case real quick. And I'll go show you how we build Barbara. Barbara is a very unique character in the fact that she does not have any rares. Or no, she doesn't have any legendaries except for this one. The rest of her set is all these things. So, implicit attack, that'll always be there. There's nothing we can do about that. But we have percent HP and crit rate, which the crit rate stuff, whatever. We're gonna keep this. We're probably gonna keep this one around because this is just a good item. However, this item would be technically better for her because it's flat HP, and we can upgrade it. So I'm gonna quickly upgrade it. I'm gonna grind a bunch of stuff underfoot just to get it up there. Insufficient money. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I'm going to switch her back to the right weapon. That way, if we ever use her, The reason why we would use Barbara is if we were in danger, and we really don't want to put her on weaker ground. But, that's a shame. We have no money. But that's okay, because we're about to do the dailies. Yeah, we're going to do dailies and then miscellaneous grinds. Well, that was funny. There was a whole lot of sneezing, and then I had to drink water. But that's okay. Now we're back. So, we're going to run over here and go start the dailies and get all that stuff done real quick. Let's see. Is this a good daily crew? This is not... Well, it is a good daily crew, but we're going to swap out Zucros because...
Time to begin work?
This current set of people currently don't have 10 friendship. We got 5 here, 7 here, 5 here, 8 here. John Ling is currently the highest by virtue of being somebody that basically was around with the beginning crew. She's seen a lot of wars.
Access denied. Get them!
So we're going to go over here and break this thing, which will trigger reinforcements, which is always fun. Get rid of this archer guy before he causes problems. Break this flower so we can get a flower thing later. Alright. Everybody good inside the Venn diagram of death. Just bring them closer. And now we're out of stamina. Unfortunately, something that's really brutal about Jean's major ability is the fact that because it costs, or her E, because it costs stamina, it's very difficult to use in these environments particularly, like doing actual dailies, because she'll run out of stamina, like all the time. Unless you have a raw stamina reduction on something somewhere. But not the easiest stat to get. Do a little melt. There we go. So that's a 100% complete daily. I know I completed it like 30 seconds before, but I didn't want to fast travel out when we still had all that loot to pick up. You know? We're going to take a bunch of lives, so we might as well take a bunch of stuff along with it. So, no Honor Among Thieves, probably my favorite daily mission of all time because it's just so rewarding. Ooh, flowers. These are important flowers because this character right here needs them to level up. We're currently missing, I want to say, 40. Yeah, we're missing 36. But that's okay. I'll probably have to do that grind later. I definitely don't have enough money to actually catch up with the character. Good old Jean. Getting us all collected. Throwing people around. And then, of course, Ganyu causing a giant blizzard that vaporizes everybody while I go and pick up all the stuff. The melt reaction is really, really good, which is one of the reasons why I bring so many fire people around with Ganyu. Is because our E, which normally does just kind of a decent amount of damage, causes even more if we trigger an ice effect beforehand. Although I can't remember the true order of it, but I'm pretty sure the order is cover somebody in ice and then light them on fire. Actually, probably can check. Let's check together. Archive. Elemental effects probably will be in here somewhere. Tutorials. Search tutorials. When cryo meets pyro, melt occurs. The effects of cryo and pyro will dissipate when the melt occurs. Understood. Makes sense. Okay, I thought the page thing would go to the thing I wanted, but apparently not. Melt 2. Melt itself does not inflict damage, however, the pyro and cryo attack that triggers melt deals increased damage. Understood. But how much increased damage? We'll never know. But I imagine it's a lot. Because the numbers that happen when I do a melt are usually really high. Although it could be because Misc Ganyu does crit constantly. So any amount of increase to the amount that she crits is a good whopping lot. Although I'm kind of confused because I think I only saw 3 dailies, but after we do this one, we will cheat and look at the quest menu, which will tell us exactly where the other daily is. Although I kind of wish I could pre-fire this quest because I know what it is. I wish I can go to the perfume lady and be like, hey, I need a perfume. Ooh, actually, everybody's on the boat today. Jean is going to get a workout, I believe. Because we need Amino to push away dirt. If there's no one pirate, no one does the robbing, no one starts the game. Oh, of course I'm ready. Wild. Okay, Jean, I'm gonna have you ult here. And then just E this. I'm going to E this again. Damn. Good old waiting game. Alright, there we are. What? You're telling me my ult couldn't solve this down here? This is misery. This is... Okay. Now we just need to do this one. Come on, game. You can do it. Yeah. Oh, this is strange. I'll take it. Alright, commission complete. The kids have disappeared. Impregnable defense? Okay. Now where are you? All the way up over here. Oh! I haven't fought this one in a while. I probably glanced right over it without looking at it. There's a couple dailies that are, like, semi-rare. Oh, hello. That's really funny. Can you come down, please? Thanks. Trust me, I am not missing on purpose. I am just that bad. That was brutal. Alright, we're gonna run over here. Now, of course, we have Ganyu, which is the ultimate impregnable defense character, because you can just do this. Yeah, pew, pew. I say that as I proceed to take damage against the monolith on a daily mission of all things. How? Okay, I've missed that. Missed that barrel full of monkeys like 15 times. Up you go. Got him. Alright, that is all the daily rewards for today. Let's see. Expedition's done, daily's done. I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing really left to do except for stuff that would cost Risen to retry. And I'm pretty sure the Dragonteeth aren't back, but we're gonna go check the one Dragontooth location I actually know. And if the Dragonteeth are back, we're gonna go do that real quick. And then we'll be able to create the Dragonspear, which is effectively just a bit for refining that we need to do to make the Dragonspear do even more damage. Because the Dragonspear is a really nice item. Oh, there it is. It's the strange tooth. Let me open up my my memories real quick. Ah, yes. I'm thinking very hard. Ah, now I remember where all the strange teeth locations are. Excellent. It'll be very convenient to keep this in my memory. And not use any not auxiliary. Not use any outside devices in order to, you know, suddenly remember where all that stuff is. Because we're gonna be on this mountain for a little bit, I'm gonna eat my soup. That makes staying on the mountain easier. Right over here. Alright, so the tooth is over on that island. Ooh, but we're about to run out of stamina. I think Amber and Bedeau are both the only characters I know of personally that get stamina reductions for movement things, like running around and swimming and stuff. Bedeau gets it for swimming, and then Amber gets it for flying. But I can't think of anyone that gets sprint reductions. Probably Bennett. If I had to guess, I would say Bennett is a character that would need to sprint more often. Well, not need to. He's a pretty thin kid, but let's just check that real quick. Bennett, 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 Bennett. Where are you? You're right there. Talents. Expedition time reduced. Okay, so that's not it. It's probably somebody else then. Go down here, and then we're gonna go south. This one is, if I remember correctly, guarded by a, or not guarded by, but really surrounded by, uh, Fatui Harbingers. Not Harbingers. That'd be a very dangerous situation if there was some random object surrounded by Harbingers of all things. Alright, we'll just stun this guy forever. Can't do his bullshit if he's dead. Do an ult, that way we can keep our damage going. Triggering melt after melt after melt. Superconducts causing this guy's shield to come off. Interesting. I will hold that in my memories, my man, as things I need to do to you later. Oh my god, this guy's got a gun. Alright, let me just do a lot of bad decisions real quick. Unfortunately, this guy seems to be immune to bullshit. So we're just gonna have to play better. And by better, I mean ulting 15 times in a row. Oh my god. Yeah, these charge attacks, they're just flying right through him. I definitely want to hit him, trust me. Do. Oh my god. His health is low enough to trigger Wolf's Greatstone, which is a weapon that when you're below 25% probably, it feels like 25%. You get like 40% increased attack to all your characters for basically the rest of their lives. But I wouldn't say it's unreliable to trigger, but it's one of those few things that when it triggers, you're like, oh, fantastic. But when it doesn't, man, that is a problem and a half. Thankfully, it's on this character who gets a bunch of damage over time abilities, so it is very likely that it will trigger. We're going to do what I like to call the Jean crime combo, where everybody has things where they can do to knock people up or keep them down, but Jean has a bunch of them, and you can just continuously do it with Jean, and there's not very much they can really do unless they have friends. If they have friends, then Jean's crime combo does not work, but that's completely fine. We're just comboing one guy to death, not everybody. And of course, the last tooth is located right next to the vitalization chamber, which is a cool name if it wasn't for how creepy and weird the location is. Probably legitimate. Oh, okay. We have to fight this lady. It is a moral imperative to beat this mage up. And of course, we can do nothing but the crime combo against her just to really sell how much problem she's going to be in. I do love how. Oh boy, you got some moves there. Unfortunately, I have better moves. But that was I could. Okay, here's a fun fact. So the world level was really low the first time that I came to this area and basically did all the side quests and all the stuff or whatever for it. So if I'm gonna be real, I don't know how that character functions. I really just, you know, I just beat her up and then she dies. I've heard she's dangerous. But everybody that I had with me when I fought her was basically so good at juggling that she was never truly a problem. Alright, here we go. This is definitely not a weird thing to do. Nobody think too hard about our decisions. And it's time to come home. So, we did that 3 days ago, I think. And, did it again today. So I'd say it takes pretty much a week to get the resources that we need. But once we get all that stuff together, they are free resources, except for the one part that's really expensive. This. So the Northlander polearm. This thing basically only drops by bosses, which is kind of a joke because it's rarely dropped by bosses. Nobody here does anything special for spears. So we're gonna forge it. It takes a little bit of time, but not so much time that we can go and do something else. But boom, a free quote-unquote Dragonspear, which is really cool because then we can go here, open up this character, go to this, then go to enhance, refine, click on this, click on that, unclick this, click on that. So now we're going to turn this from a 60% chance to drop an icicle to 70, and then 94% of attack, and 240 if they're affected by cryo. All these stats combined together, boom, much more consistent, albeit it is already, or it's still on a 10-second cooldown, so consistency is a little bit of a weird name for it. But a better dragon polearm. However, for bad news, that consumed a lot of star silver. I think almost all of the star silver that we had. So, probably off stream, I'm gonna have to go back there and like farm that real quick. But I gotta be right back. Alright, Jimmy, add 5 minutes to the counter because I'm pretty sure going AFK does not. Hello. There's a rattling in my headset. That's not good. But it's completely fine. Anyway, back, Dragonspear. Yes, more Dragonspear. Require rock. Don't have access to rock. We'll get rock later. For right now, we need to harvest some Wapple Flathers, actually, of all things. So we're going to go to 2 of the dedicated spawns that I know that they live at. We're going to go kill them, and then we're going to open up the menu and go kill some more. Good old traditional murder route. So they're normally ice and water versions of them. Because of the water variant, we're going to swap in our boy, Barbara. So we'll be really good against the fire ones, and kind of alright against the ice ones. I think kind of alright as we have like 2 characters that can deal with the ice one. But, just free damage. I probably have to see about this rattling, because I'm one of those people that, tries to keep all my shit in good order, and this headset has been a labor of love to keep going. So, hopefully it's not broken. Well, I don't think it's broken, but it can have problems that we really don't want to deal with. Boom. Easy kill. Alright. So now that we know we can. So that's 4 and 1, so that's like... What's that? 4 and 1? Okay. YouTube is like warning me. It's just like, your audio streaming is really low. And it's like, the game's low, but my voice should be fine. Open widget. It's fine. My audio quality is, it's easy to love, is how I would call it. Okay, so we're gonna go kill this one. I actually didn't know this one existed out here. Okay, these guys are standing too close to bombs for me not to kill them. Come on, that's like an OSHA hazard. They should have known. Unfortunately, no arrows, so that was kind of a medium tier waste. Nothing good, nothing bad. Alright, Barbara. Do your best. So, what's our current setup? Barbara is one of my favorite characters. She currently is C6. Barbara's really great at dealing very little damage. However, her healing is absolutely nuts. Probably one of the best I've seen in a long time, in pretty much any game I've ever played. Whenever she has her E active, she heals for effectively like a third of everybody's health. And then whenever she melees, she heals about like 400 to 500 on hit. It's based off the percent, or it's based off her max health. So a lot of her items are focused on increasing her health as much as possible. Ooh, that was I'd give that a 7 score for drops. Okay, I'm gonna do the thing that's illegal to do on stream, but it's because YouTube keeps yelling at me about the audio quality. Okay. Alright, yeah, I was 99.9% sure it was not a problem, but fucking it keeps opening up and being like, hey, you need to worry about audio quality. It's like I got 14 things to do right now, and 6 of them are not audio quality. Oh my god, we need to drop more icicles on this boy. He kind of, causing the problems not being icicle fodder. Whoa, that is what's it called? 7. What's 7 plus 9? That's like 6? No. 16? That's a 16 rated drop there. We We got Energy Nectar, and of course, you know, 4-1, which is pretty good. Of course, I'm making this shit up as I'm going. The idea being I am adding up what is effectively the minimum amount of the things. So the lowest quality one is a 1. So Swapafod Netherrack at the bottom, that's a 1. And the Shimmering Nectar is a 2 or 3 because it's made out of 3 of these. But when you pick them up, it tells you how many stacks there are, and there's 4 of the lowest stack and, you know, 1 of the second stack. So technically the lowest stack is the most. However, together, when you add the minimum, it equals 7. So we got 7 there. I don't actually know if Wobble Fathers show up on this list. I've never... Oh, they don't. Oh, never mind. There he is. I've never looked him in the face before, so I didn't actually know that was the thing. I thought it was a slime. But we're gonna go kill this guy. There's another one that I know where it spawns, so we're gonna go clear that one out as well. It's at the other side of a whisk or a wick thingy or whatever, so well within our rights to go and claim that one's life. There's also rocks. We need to pick up these rocks. Very important rocks. That's a lot of rock. I think we got really lucky on that rock drop. Please don't run out of stamina. Oh no. Stamina's... If I had an unlimited of any resource, it'd probably be stamina. Alright. So aerial bombardment. Ah, sweet, he's a fire. And there's 2 of them.
Access denied.
Do you?
Born of ice and frost. Boba, get them.
We're a little old. It's not very ideal to ult in this situation because I can kind of kill them by playing normally, but if we ult, then we can get to them faster. So that is a 7, and that's a 7, so two vanilla square, or vanilla square, bleh, 2 vanilla scale drops? I don't know. Ideally not as much as we want, but definitely within the realms of an okay level drop. I think 7 might actually... It might be an interesting situation keeping track of the drops, because that might actually be the minimum amount it can drop. There we go. Alright. We'll just do this. Cause a little damage. Cause problems on purpose. Man, this team's not amazing at causing problems to this one person, but the damage numbers are there, but like the consistency of the damage isn't. Having to aim for a lot of these attacks is a major downside. Oh, a water one. I forgot that the water one exists in the first place. But it'll be really easy killing him because our entire team is really good against dealing with water. Easy. Alright. That looks like... Oh! That looks... What was it? Like a 16 drop? Yeah, 16 because it's 9 plus 7. Pretty good. I'm looking at the wrong menu. I should be looking at this menu. Enemies. Enemies. Got a lot of sea anemones. Okay, just up the road. We can hoof it there, seeing as teleporting would be inconvenient. It's always weird that the game seems to zoom in on itself for me. I never mean to, it just does it. Before we get there, we're gonna ult with Barbara in order to start up the or actually we'll ult with Ling, and then swap to Barbara because we can ult, start dealing damage, then ult with her to continue to deal damage. Our reasoning, of course, being we are trying our best to maximize how much extra energy we get out of Barbara's ult. So we got Ganyu's ready, but unfortunately, this guy's life is kind of run out. 7 drop. Excellent. Enemies. Wish I could sort by the last one. What is the fucking flavor text? A bizarre, mimetic plant that harvests the elements of combat. They lurk under the surface and ambush. With passage of years, sufficient nutrition, and the right environment, it can even take root and grow into a giant tree that spews elemental power. Ah! So we gotta kill them before they turn into Regivines, which are boss monsters. What a cute little bit of flavor for these guys. Speaking of flavor, do you guys got any bows down there? We got a wizard, though. There was a bow guy right behind me, though, against the wall. Ah, that's just beautiful noise. Just the ping noise of all the the things or whatever smacking into them. Alright, we'll just walk over here and grab this, and walk over here, grab this. Wet, and then ice, and then he disappears. We even got a purple out of that. Man, killing these people is valuable. There's a reason to do it. Get a free artifact out of it. Well, this guy's just, chilling, living his life. Now it's over. Oh my god, oh, never mind. Those are masks. We have like 500 masks. Speaking of things that we have 500 of, let's check this. 3 days. Alright, 3 days before we get even more stuff. Is he inside the ruin? Oh, he's inside the ruin. How cool. Oh, there's 2 of them. How better. Alright, well, we're just gonna see if we can kind of kick you off the tower. Well, I'm not really sure what to do here. Well, I have a good idea of what to do here, but not really a good follow-up. Thankfully, none of my characters are tiny, so we don't have to worry about drowning, but we definitely have to worry about the, height going on here. Easy. Alright, so it's just it's one of those things where you worry about drowning. That's a 7, by the way. You worry about drowning so often that when you're given combat in a tiny pool of water, you're just like, I'm gonna die. This is where it ends. Good old golf club swing. Another 7. Alright, so it looks like 7 and 16 is the most consistent drops from these guys, which makes sense. It could be that these guys actually dropped solely based on level and not based on randomness, but that would mean that there's a proper way to farm them where you'd not fight. Oh my god, it's right next to the teleport. If that was true, then the proper way to farm them would, of course, be fighting them, or only fighting the ones that are high enough level to give you good rewards, and then just not bothering with all the other ones. But that seems like a very bizarre situation to put your players into, because then players always try to play the most efficient, even if it's not fun. So it'd be really strange for them to do it that way. Because players would be so inclined to do it, or so inclined to only fight specific ones and not use your funny menu. Man. By the way, pro tip apparently, if you're ever fighting me in real life, just stay completely still. Apparently I will just miss you consistently. And then when I'm out of cool attacks to do, you can just, punch me in the face. So this guy's level 80, so he's a lower level than the people we were already fighting. The other ones have been like 82, and there was a 90 in there, but maybe that's 90 dropped the hyper energy nectar. We can hope. Poor Xiling. Or Zhonling. I really don't like putting her in that situation where she takes damage, but it's nothing I can really do. Speaking of nothing I can really do, upgrade. Just give her a little bit more damage. Mostly because this scales her Gouda damage. Alright, fires everywhere. This guy's shield is already broken. Okay, we need to golf club you into that thing. You can't really take damage from the blizzard if he's somewhere else. And boom! Speaking of which, oh look, that makes no sense. So that's a 16, and that guy's the lowest level guy we fought so far. So I think it's pretty obvious. I know the level requirements for them to drop specific amounts exist. However, I was wondering if it was a little bit more dedicated, but it's not dedicated. That's okay. We can live with that. Sometimes life is a little bit random. Like when you're on a beach, chilling, and then some lady shoots you in the back of the head with an arrow. God, what an unfortunate situation to be on. This mission's probably not all that important. She's just in the middle of nowhere. But she does have Mist Grass, which is incredibly important for what we need. More Mist Grass. More Mist Grass. So we're going to fight these Abyss Mages at the top, and I really pray I brought my... Yes, I brought my portable waypoint. So we're going to fight these Abyss Mages at the top. And then we will politely call the stream. That way my internet can survive. Unfortunately, I did stream really late today, but hopefully that is completely fine. I will try to obey the laws of streaming more. But I think tomorrow will also be a late stream, according to the things that are happening. But we'll have to see. It's not even really that bad. It's just something that I just like being consistent, and when I'm inconsistent, it's really sad. Excellent. Let's go. Start a fire. Start plowing water. We're going to do the water on this guy real quick. Water defeats fire pretty fast. And because of the way Barbara's ability works, we just need to be standing next to them to cause the damage to happen. Even though nobody's damaging or damaged, we're going to ult, that way we can get more mana. Or not mana, but elemental ability. Oh, they keep trying to trigger their thing. They're trying to say, hey, hit me. But alas, I will hit you both. Good old Frozen. Pick up all these ley line branches and then just rock till we're dead. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, because they spawn like right here, we really don't want to put the teleport right on top of them, otherwise every day will be a nightmare. So we will be putting the waypoint like we normally do, right here. Use. Alright, so that'll be there for 7 more days. It'll expire really late, so 7 days from now, I'll just have to reset it. When I reset it, I'll make sure to put it right back there. Can we cancel navigation? Thank you. Alright. So yeah, that'll be that for the stream. I'm gonna do that. Thank you guys all for showing up. We will try to stream on time tomorrow, but thank you all for coming. We'll do it again, and the next day, and the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the next day.